My name is Michelle and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be responding, reacting, giving my opinion on an article that actually one of my clients sent me. She sent it to me and she said this might be kind of fun for your business page or whatever, just to kind of give opinion on. So the article is from BuzzFeed and I'll link it in the description box. But the article is titled 19 Professional Hairstylists Share the Most Common Mistakes We're Making and We're So Grateful. So there's 19 different things on here, obviously. I'm going to say what they are and then I'm going to kind of give my opinion on them. Obviously every hairstylist has their own opinion on everything, whether it's when you should wash your hair, what products you should use, how you should do this and that. So I am not going to say any of these are wrong. I'm just going to give my personal opinion on them and kind of help you guys know like what you should and shouldn't be doing to help benefit your hair and keep it as healthy as possible. So the first one is washing your hair too often, saying you should wash every other day at most and preferably every 3 days. So I totally agree with not every day. I know it's hard, especially for my girls that are have thin hair, fine hair. You feel like you need to wash every day because it feels greasy and gross and you just don't like how it looks. But every other day is optimal. If you can go longer, great. If I use dry shampoo, I can usually go 3 to 4 days. And then at some point I just can't take it anymore because my scalp is itchy or there's too much product in my hair, whatever. But if you can do every other day, that is ideal. If you have tried to do every other day or every few days, but you feel like you can't, and you have tried dry shampoos, keep trying. Like, it took me a few times to find a dry shampoo that I actually liked, and now that's the one I sell on my retail shelves. But it took me a long time to get to that point because there's so many different kinds. So don't give up, just keep trying because there will be a dry shampoo that will work for you. And two, depending what products you're putting in your hair before you blow dry or style, that makes a big difference too. If you're using something too heavy or you're applying it at your scalp and it's not meant to be at your scalp, that's going to make your hair look heavy and greasy faster than it would if you weren't doing that. The second one, which this one is like so important, and people are like, I come in every 6 to 8 weeks to get a haircut. Why is my hair always damaged? Stop setting your hot tools at the highest heat. It varies with hair type, but most important, if you can bake your cookies at a lower temperature, then your iron is too hot, which is so true. So just because an iron goes up to 450 doesn't mean you should be using it to 450. I have a curling iron, so today when I curled my hair, mine was at 390, and I curled this morning and used hairspray, and it's totally fine. And I have pretty durable hair as far as heat. Like, I can go hotter and it's usually fine, but you don't need to. Same with like styling with a flat iron. I understand that some of you have a lot of hair and you're like, I put it high so it gets done faster, but what if you only added like 5 more minutes to your morning routine to not fry your hair? Probably worth it. So do not use the highest setting on any iron. They're there, doesn't mean you have to use them. There are very specific hair types that can use that high of a setting and not ruin their hair. Also, when you're using heat, a thermal protectant, whether it's a cream you put in before you blow dry or it's a spray before you flat iron curl, thermal protectant all 100% of the way. Like, it's gonna save your hair and you'll notice a huge difference by not using one. So third one, brushing your hair while wet, especially if you're brushing from the top down, always use a wide tooth comb, pick, or even your fingers instead. So super true. Brushes should be used on dry hair unless it is a wet brush and it is designed for wet hair, meaning the wet brush brand, not one that just says, oh, you can use that wet hair. That's not true. They don't all actually work for wet hair, and you can actually be ripping your hair, especially if you have any sort of texture in your hair. You shouldn't even be using any type of brush. Even if your hair is wet, you should be using wide tooth comb or a pick, or your fingers if you have any sort of curly texture in your hair. But what happens is when your hair is wet and you're using a brush, you're just ripping through all those snarls, which is then going to cause breakage. It's going to cause flyaways, frizz, everything like that. So when your hair is wet, you should not use a brush. A brush should only be used when your hair is dry. Again, unless it's a wet brush specifically made for wet hair. Number 4. So this one I do not suggest, but if it's desperate times call for desperate measures, fine. If you're going to cut your bangs at home, make sure your hair is clean, dry, and styled. never cut them in a straight horizontal line. Instead, just cut up into them. That way, if you mess up, it won't be as noticeable, which is true. However, I do not promote cutting your hair at home, but I get it. Like if you have really straight cross bangs and you don't want to come in every 2 to 3 weeks for a bang trim, I get it. Time, money, I understand. So if you have to, yes, do not cut like this. Do not take a chunk and go like this. If you have to, make sure they're clean and dried how you'd wear them. So if you wear them straight down, make sure they're clean and dry. If you wear them to the side like that, and cut up into them. So like this, not like this. If you have to, if it's a must, but please, 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 please do not cut your hair at home. Come see me. Literally, bang trim takes like 5-10 minutes. It's quick, it's easy, it's fast. It'll be good. Number 5, not cutting your hair. And the stylist that wrote this part says, I have clients who refuse to let me even do a trim because they want long hair. But the fact is, your hair is continuously growing. So if it's been a year since your last cut and your hair is still the same length, you have breakage and you need a trim. 100%. I know it sounds so backwards to say you need to cut your hair for it to grow, but it's 100% true. So, and I've shown some of you, like when your hair has been long and you don't want it, you're like, I want it to grow, I want it to grow. But I show you that it's nice and full. And then it gets to a point where it's like thin and you can see my comb through it. You can see my hand through it. That's not benefiting you. If anything, it's harming you, because what's happening is all those little breakage and split ends are just working their way up higher and higher and higher. And at some point, even though your hair is down here, all these little breakages down here are going to be up here, and then you're going to need a pixie. So trims make your hair grow longer, because every trim is constantly cutting off those dead ends to keep it long and healthy so that you can get to the desired length you want, but still have a really nice head of hair and not wonder why it's damaged all the time. Trims make a huge difference. Number 6 is rinsing with cold water is better for your scalp than warm or hot. It helps preserve the color in your hair and it keeps it shinier. Definitely helps with color preservation, especially if you're doing fashion colors. So like rainbow colors, pastels, reds, violets. They're definitely going to help with that. And in general, it's just good to wash your hair with a little bit cooler water. Kind of like when you wash your clothes, it's better to wash your clothes in cold. It's kind of that same concept. So if you have fashion colors, like I said, pastels, rainbow colors, reds or violets, it's going to make a huge difference to rinse it with cooler water, because it's going to help keep your cuticle closed tighter, which will then keep the color molecules in. And shine. I mean, it does give you shine. I don't know if I've noticed, like when I wash my hair with cooler water, if it keeps my hair shinier. I think I just use so many products that I don't really notice in that aspect of it. But as far as color preservation, it makes a huge difference. And I know right now, and at least in Wisconsin, it's cold and nobody wants to rinse their hair with cold water. It doesn't have to be like ice cold. It just has to be cooler. Number 7, don't bleach your hair at home. Don't color your hair at home, please. Like, again, I understand time, money, but let me know. Like, we can work something out. We can figure it out to get you something within your budget, so you can have the hair you want. Please do not color at home. So number 7, don't bleach your hair at home. Bleach doesn't lather, so trying to evenly dispense it into your hair like shampoo will only lead to a patchy mess and a lot more money spent for us to fix it. And that's with any hair color at home. If you're just kind of slapping it on, there's a reason we color your hair the way we color it. Like, there's a method behind our madness. So just best rule of thumb, please don't color at home. Next one, and this one is also just as important as the thermal one. Not using the nozzle attachment on your blow dryer. When you blow dry your hair without it, you're just pressing that hot metal grate that's inside the dryer onto your poor hair and cinching it off. So true. So I'm going to show you on here. I'll flip my MacBook up. So like, here's your blow dryer, and that's the nozzle that they're talking about. It's a concentrator. Everybody gets one thing, a blow dryer. If you're buying a blow dryer and it doesn't have it in there, not the blow dryer you want, because that probably also means it only has a hot setting, which you also don't want. But that dryer with that concentrator, what it does is it helps concentrate the air into your hair. So it helps smoothness, it helps with control, And it also helps, like it's a buffer between the really hot plates coming out of the blow dryer and hitting your hair. If you're not using that and you're blow drying your hair and you're right on top of that, that metal plate is right there and you're literally frying your hair. Again, don't do it. If you have the concentrator, it's weird at first, especially when you're blow drying your own hair if you're not used to it, but 100% if it comes in your blow dryer box, keep it, put it on, do not use it. Same with your blow dryer, what I just said about if it only has a hot setting, don't buy it. Like, do not buy it. It should have a cool, a warm, and a hot setting. And you should really only be in the warm setting. The hot is for very rare occasions. Sometimes I will do that myself, just like if my hair's soaking wet, just to quick snap a lot of the moisture out, but then I go right back to the warm. But again, I also use thermoprotectants in my hair before I blow dry because it's just not good to not use something like that. But yeah, so in your blow dryer, when you buy a blow dryer in the box, if there's a concentrator, that little nozzle, and sometimes there is a diffuser for curly hair, don't throw those away. Use them. Curly hair. So number 9, if you have curly hair, find a curl specialist. They don't teach us how to cut curls in beauty school, so the average hairdresser will take an approach similar to cutting straight hair, cutting while hair is wet for precise lines, but someone who has had curl training will approach your cut differently, cutting while hair is dry and focus more on the shape. Okay, so I agree and do not agree with this. There are some girls that are certified in curly hair. However, yes, in beauty school, they don't necessarily teach you specific cutting techniques for curly hair, but myself, example, as I've worked in the salon, I have learned from fellow stylists curly techniques. I research curly techniques. Am I pristine at them? No. However, I know the basics to not mess up your hair. So I don't think that you need to find a specialist. I mean, maybe if you literally wear your hair like froed out curly all the time, maybe. Or if you feel like the cut you're getting isn't exactly how you want it for the type of hair you have, then sure, find a curl specialist, but I don't think it's 100% necessary because there are some of us that aren't certified in curly hair, like the Diva curl technique. Some of us aren't certified in that. However, we do have the knowledge behind curly hair and we can cut your hair. So I'm a little back and forth on that one. Number 10, 100% agree with the statement. However, I can give a really tiny maybe to it. So number 10, stop putting coconut oil in your hair. It's a raw form of protein that is literally cooking your hair. Even if you wash your hair 20 times, it's still in there. And when you walk out into the sunlight, it's like you're walking into a tanning bed. Coconut oil, it's not made for your hair. It's 100% not made for your hair. However, and I say however, a very last resort, there's nothing else in the world and you fry the little bit ends of your hair. Like last summer, a few summers ago, my sister unfortunately was starting campfire and it poofed up at her and it did burn the ends of her hair in the front a little bit. I was not going to be home. She had no way to get somewhere else. I told her to use her normal conditioner first, but let it sit on longer. If it did not work until I could come home to trim her hair, which was like a few weeks later, I said, use the tiniest amount of coconut oil and just put it on those spots. Don't rub it through your whole head. Don't coat your whole entire hair because it's literally just putting this coating on your hair. And that now next time you color it, I got to fight through all that. If you wanted a perm, no way. Like it's not meant for the hair. And I get, everybody wants to be natural and healthy and organic. And I understand that. I really do. And I appreciate the companies that I use for products for that reason because they care what goes into their stuff. However, do not coat your head in coconut oil. It is like, again, the tiniest last resort. Like there has to literally be no other options. And then maybe it's okay. Maybe. Oh, hey, look at it. This is one I talked about before. Number 11, don't use box dye. It's made to work on all hair types, so the chemicals will be very damaging to those with finer hair. Just don't use box dye. And dye, you don't dye your hair, you color your hair, you dye Easter eggs, you dye clothing. Just don't do it at home. Please, 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 please. Don't do it at home. It's not going to benefit you in any such way. Just don't. That's it. Just don't. I have had too many people come in. I've had to do a color correction. Here's the thing. I get it's time and money. I get you can go to the store, you can go to Sally's and you buy a $5 box of color, you slap it on, You do it while you're washing the dishes, doing laundry, whatever. I get that. However, I've had enough people know that in the situation, it does not turn out well. Their $5 box of color now turned into a $500 color correction. Worth it? I don't think so. Again, I'm willing to work with everybody. If there's a budget you need to stick within and you want a certain look and I can't get you to that point within that budget, I'm willing to work with you and get you something close, something similar, at least on the right path. And two, if you're doing it at home and then you come see me, I don't know what chemicals are in those boxes that you bought from Target, Walmart, Walgreens, Sally's. I don't know what's in there. And professional and non-professional chemicals do not react well because store chemicals are not high quality, usually have henna or high mineral content, whereas professional products do not have that because we're trying to keep the condition of your hair healthy while still being able to do a chemical service. So professional and non-professional products do not mix. And if you come in and you have been doing it at home, just be honest. I'm not going to be like, get out, but let me know because I ask questions for a reason. And don't be embarrassed. Don't be afraid to tell me. You need to tell me so that way I know what to do on my end to make sure that we don't damage your hair. But at all costs, if you please do not color at home. Come see me. We'll figure it out. Number 12, if you have dark hair, do not expect to be platinum blonde right away and keep your hair. Most celebrities that do it are wearing wigs, extensions, and don't show you the long, expensive process. So we have all seen the Khloe Kardashian. Where is she? Right here. We have all seen the Khloe Kardashian where she starts out with really dark and then it gets kind of orangey and then coppery and then kind of a weird blonde and then down here and then she eventually gets to her really blonde. So that is true. Like that's her hair. That's before, that's what I think her actual hair looks like. A lot of times I know it's wigs and stuff, but that's like true process. Like 100%. If you have black hair and you want to be platinum, you have to be orange, gold, copper, yellow, everything in between until you can get to that color. If you can get to that color. So my hair, I have tried a million times to make it lighter and lighter just because I've never been super blonde. And I think it'd be kind of fun. I don't want to be blonde forever. I just think it'd be fun. I've tried multiple times and I cannot get my hair past as light as these ends are. And that's not super light, but it's blonde. I cannot get them any lighter than what they are. Sometimes your hair just can't. Sometimes your hair is not healthy enough to get that light. And sometimes those underlying pigments are just so strong that no matter how many times I try to lift, it's not going to happen. And I know that sucks. I know it's a bummer because if you want it, you want it. I understand. However, sometimes your hair is just not physically possible to do that. And if it is possible, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in one session. You guys saw I posted on my Instagram and Facebook a color that I did. Now, she had light hair. She had a generally light hair and she wanted to be that white platinum. It took 5.5 hours, $450. Plus at-home maintenance. Plus, keeping up with it. She needs to come in again and now she needs to get toned and now her outgrowth, needs to be retouched and everything like that. So it's fun, but it's also really high maintenance. So even if getting you to that point isn't that expensive, the upkeep, you will be in my chair every 4 to 6 weeks for a toner and retouch. Remember that. It's beautiful, it's fun, but if you cannot keep up with the maintenance, it's not even worth trying to get you to that point. So, number 13, not using quality products. The reason your hair looks so great when you leave the salon is because of the products we use. It's hard to recreate that look at home when you're using non-salon alternatives. You guys know I preach all the time about hair care. I'm not telling you to buy it or sell it to you to make money. I have so many of you message me, my hair never lasts when you do it. I can't curl it like you do it. And when I do get it curled, it never lasts. My hair never holds curl. You know how many people have sat in my chair for weddings or proms or whatever? My hair doesn't hold curl. I do their hair and they're like, how did it last? The products, I'm not lying. It's 100% products. Yes, it is some technique. I've also been doing this since 2008. But a lot of it is just the product you're putting in your hair. the products that I carry in my salon have the type of ingredients in your hair that are not only going to keep it healthy, but they're going to give you hold. They're not full of water. They're not full of alcohol. So they're not going to be drying. They're not going to strip color. They're going to keep your hair healthy, but also give you the look that you need. That's why when you sit in my chair, you guys know, when you sit down in my chair, do I ever cut your hair and just blow dry it? No, I put in a blow dry cream, a hair oil, some sort of mousse, and then I use some type of detangler when I bring you back from the shampoo bowl. Then I use some sort of thermal spray, then a texture spray, hairspray, dry conditioner, dry shampoo. Like, there's a reason I use all those. It's not just to make your hair smell good. It's because that's what you need to get a desired look. Now, do you need 10 products to make your hair like this? No, literally this, I let it air dry with my Cristalli oil in it from Alpha Parf. Let it air dry with just that in, just hair oil. And then today when I curled it, I put my thermal spray on, curled it, and used a flexible hold hairspray. That's it. 3 products. That's all I needed. And the nice thing is that there's certain products that you don't even need. Like, you could put just the blow dry cream in that has a thermal protectant. You're good to go. And then hairspray. So you don't need 10 products, to make one single look. Yeah, I can use a ton and you can get a really nice look, but I also get that's not feasible. So you need to pick, talk to your stylist, talk to me, talk to whoever. Those products that are necessary, we'll figure it out. Or even if you start with one, start with a blow dry cream, start with a hairspray, thermal spray, whatever. Start with one, kind of like skincare. Start with your cleanser and then slowly start adding things. It's the same thing with hair care. Start with one thing that will help you get to the point that you need to be with your look that you're looking for. And that's it. And then slowly start adding products. You don't have to buy 50 things at once. Start with the one and build from there. A side note too, and you guys have seen me preach about this on my social media and everything. Professional products are only guaranteed when sold by a professional. I understand that you can find them at Target, you can find them at Walmart, you can find them at Walgreens, Ulta. I get it. And I get that Ulta usually has really good deals. I understand it. However, this doesn't sound so dramatic, you are killing the stylists. It's so hard for us to compete with that because, especially me, I'm an independent. So I can sell my retail, but I can't sell leaders for $10 a piece because I pay more than that for them. I can't. I would be losing money. So when you're buying professional products, I get that all these other places have a deal, but remember, when you're buying them from like Ulta or a bigger store like that, you're not supporting somebody, you're just supporting a corporation. As far as Walmart, Target, Walgreens, that's all fake. It's counterfeit, none of it's real. There are specials that are done where it's full of water, it's full of alcohol, it's just like random Suave shampoo thrown in a bottle. There has been specials where they have found human feces in them. It is not real. It is counterfeit. So just remember, when you're buying products, professional products, support your stylist. Please. I'm gonna get off my soapbox about that, but please support your stylist because it's helping somebody and I don't have a family, but I have a lot of stylists that are family. You're helping their son play Little League. You're helping their daughter take a ballet class. For me, you're helping my husband and I just live our lives. We don't do anything fancy. We're not living this crazy life, but you're helping me. Helping me reach my goals. You're helping me pay for continuing education. So just remember, when you're buying professional products, buy from your stylist. Number 14. Don't do the fantasy colors at home. They're damaging to your hair, and the only way to get rid of the colors is to cut the hair off or put a professional dye over it. Plus, we know what we're doing with those colors, so you don't. It's a little sassy. So my big thing about fantasy colors at home, Splat, you can find that at Walgreens or Arctic Fox. You can find that at Sally's. If they last in your hair, they're so intense and they stain your hair that we can't get them back out. So it's true. We have to put another color over it or we have to cut it off. So imagine you color your whole entire hair blue and it grows out and it fades and now it's this weird baby blue, teal, green kind of gross mess and you want it out and you want to be blonde again. It's probably not going to happen because that has literally stained your hair. Can it possibly get taken out? Yes. Will it be easy? No. Will it be cheap? No. So I get fashion colors are fun, but you can always get them done by a stylist and we can always get you something to help the longevity at home. So just in general, no coloring at home. Okay, thanks, bye. If you put your wet hair up before you go to sleep, it'll cause breakage. Just in general, do not sleep with your hair up. Do not put your hair up in a bun, in a ponytail. Do not put your hair up. The only thing that I feel is okay when you're going to sleep and you're pulling your hair up is one of these. Like when I go to bed, I go like this and I wrap it once or twice depending how stretched out this is, and it's really loose. Like it's not tight to my head, and it's kind of like this when I go to sleep. That is, to me, is okay because it's loose, it's not tight. Or in a braid, but don't tie off the ends. Just braid it and then get as far into the end as you can and then sleep on it. What's happening is when your hair is tied up or in a ponytail, you're pulling and straining on all of your hairline. That's where you get your baby hairs from. That's where you get all of, like, the neck fuzzies down here. Do not sleep with your hair up, whether it's wet or dry. Just don't do it. It's not good. It's going to cause breakage, and it's a pain in the butt to try to grow those back out. Number 16, not using the right shampoo and conditioner for your hair type. And then this stylist just said, I have a lot of textured hair clients who don't use curl specific products. I agree with that. If your hair is fine and thin, you should not be using something that's heavy in moisture, like I can use. Or you should not be using, if your hair is brown, you should not be using purple shampoo. Like, there's a reason we have different types of shampoos and conditioners on our shelves. Each one is meant for a specific hair type that is going to help you get the desired look that you need from your shampoo conditioner. There's a reason. Again, there's always a method to our madness. We're not just trying to sell you on things. But yeah, if you have like thin, fine, limp hair, you don't want something that's heavy because it's not going to help. And just like me, like I have a ton of hair. So if I use something that was for fine, thin hair, I would feel like my hair is never clean. Always use specific shampoo conditioner. And if you don't know what you need, ask your stylist. That's what we're there for. We know your hair, we know your type. And if we need help figuring it out, we ask questions. So if we're asking questions, it's not to like see if you can pass or fail. It's just to help us understand your hair better, your routines, what you're looking for out of your products, so we can prescribe the right ones. Number 17, stop putting conditioner on your scalp. It just makes your hair look creasier. Apply it from the mids to ends only. Yes, please. Just like shampoo in your scalp. Now, if it runs through here, that's fine. But don't shampoo and then like this on your ends. You're ripping open your cuticle. You're damaging your hair. Just like conditioner. Don't go like this. Run it through your mids and ends and finger it through. And then I always tell people whatever I have left, then I will go up here and kind of go like this just to help like detangle up here. But there's usually not enough conditioner actually on my hands to do too much up there as far as like weighing it down or greasing it. But yes, conditioner, I always tell people like eyeballs and down, ears and down, shampoo up here, scalp. You want your scalp clean and healthy to promote hair growth. I got on a soapbox too early. Number 18, professional products sold outside of a licensed salon are often expired or counterfeit. Professional brands will not sell these products to anyone without a license. So if you see the same stuff your stylist uses at CVS or Target, be aware that you're probably buying something that isn't even legit. 100% true. And here's a picture. So somebody bought Chi hairspray from, I don't know, Target, Walmart, whatever, and they took off the label, and it's just generic, cheap hairspray. Not saying that that's always the case, but like I said before, there's been studies, there's been like 2020 specials where they test hair products. Years ago when I worked at Cost Cutters, we had to, we were in a strip mall, and in the end of the strip mall was a Pick and Save. And the girl that was teaching our class said, I want you to go to Pick and Save, look in their hair care product, find a product we also carry here, and look at it, see if you can tell a difference, feel it, and then we actually bought them. So I bought a product by Bedhead. We had it on the shelves at Cost Cutters. We put it into our hand, and it was like a nice white creamy, it's like a blow dry cream. Smelled great, perfect. Took the one from Pick and Save, pumped it in our hands, and it was oily and it smelled like rotten fish. It was disgusting. Looking at the bottles, you would never know. Now, I'd hope if somebody took that home, they like pumped it and they'd be like, well, it smells kind of weird, but okay. I hope they wouldn't be like, oh, it's fine. Like, I hope they'd maybe question it a little bit. But like just looking at it, you would not, like, I couldn't tell the difference looking at them until we physically put the products in our hand. So like this article says, like I've said now twice in my soapbox, don't buy products from the grocery store. Buy your vegetables. Number 19, And be honest to your hairdresser about your hair's history. It can literally make or break your hair. So I said that before. It's the truth. Like, don't be embarrassed. I get it. Like, everybody has moments where, you know, they didn't do something so great to the hair. They box colored it, or they have been trying weird product that they found at the store or on Amazon. I get that. Just be honest, because I have done, like, I had a girl come in and she was box coloring at home and she wanted a perm. I did a test strand with the perm solution for 5 minutes. Now, the perms I use typically sit on for 20. After 5 minutes, I pulled her hair out of the solution and I could literally pull it apart like putty. It was stringy and goopy. It was awful. And she looked at me and she's like, oh my God, would that have happened to my whole head? Yes. If she would not, like, if we didn't have that conversation of, and I mean, what led up to it was that her hair felt dry. She said she wasn't, like, her color wasn't lasting as well. So it kind of that started the ball of, like, what products do you use? Why are you looking to get a perm? Blah, blah, blah. And it came up that she was using box color. And yeah, I used that perm solution 5 minutes. 5, and it's normally supposed to sit 20. So I was supposed to sit 20, and her hair literally melted. It was awful. And that's why we ask questions. That's why you guys need to be honest. Like, I get it. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I understand. However, if you don't tell us that, it could literally make or break your hair. Your hair could be beautiful at the end, or it could literally fall off. And we don't want that to happen to anybody. So that is the end of the article. This is like I said, this is from BuzzFeed. My client Kristen sent this to me, so thanks, Kristen. I appreciate it. It was a fun article to read, and then I thought, you know, maybe I should hop on, make a video about this, and give my input, because I agree with most of these things, but there's a few that, like I said, I'm like, but it's true. We're your stylists. We're professionals. Like, this is the reason we went to school. Personally, this is why I spend hundreds of dollars, hundreds of hours, minutes, days continuing my education, because it's always changing. The hair industry, the beauty world is always changing. If I don't have a clue what I'm doing, how am I gonna, like, you're gonna walk out and be like, what just happened to my hair? Like, what did this chick just do? So trust me, like, I'm not lying to you. I promise you that what I'm telling you is 100% true to my knowledge. I'm being honest. I just want you to walk out of the salon, go home, be able to do your hair how I did it, have healthy hair so that we aren't spending time doing deep conditioning treatments or cutting all your hair off because it's dry and fried. Like, please. I'm not lying to you. I promise you that. I'm just being honest. So that's it for today's video. If you guys have any questions or you want clarification on anything, comment down below. And I guess I will see you guys in my next video. While you're here, like, subscribe, and again, leave a comment down below on anything that you have more questions on or you want clarified, or like, I do this, is this okay? Leave them down below. Like, I will 100% answer. And if I don't know the answer, I will find the answer. I love education. So whatever you guys need to know, I will figure it out for you. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.